For 15 years, this handshake represented the most intense rivalry in the history of sport. A single question has defined a generation of fans: Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi? It is a debate that has dominated stadium stands and living rooms across the globe, forcing every football supporter to eventually choose a side. But focusing solely on goal tallies or trophy counts often misses the point. To understand why this rivalry resonates so deeply, we have to look at how they actually play the game. These two icons represent two opposing methodologies. This diagram shows how those forces interact. One relies on rigid physical structure, while the other uses fluid, organic movement to navigate the pitch. To find a real answer, we have to analyze the two distinct archetypal paths they forge to reach the top of the sport. The first path began on the island of Madeira, Portugal, with a boy who lacked the natural physical advantages of his peers, but possessed a singular, driving ambition. Cristiano Ronaldo's early years were defined by this raw intensity. Every setback on the pitch was met with a visible, emotional refusal to accept anything less than first place. He built himself into the ultimate athlete. This image of him out-leaping defenders shows the result of that obsession, a combination of speed, power, and aerial dominance that few others could replicate. He arrived at training early, left late, and demanded his teammates match his obsessive preparation. In doing so, he forced every club he joined to raise its standards to meet his own. This mentality eventually made him a leader capable of carrying the pressures and expectations of an entire nation during the sport's biggest moments. Ronaldo's career is the proof that a self-made athlete can reach the summit of history through sheer, unyielding dedication. The second path leads to Rosario, Argentina, and a boy who possessed a native, instinctive connection with the ball from his very first touch. Lionel Messi became the ultimate artist. His game is built on a low center of gravity and a level of ball control that allows him to navigate through crowded defenses as if the ball were attached to his feet. He perceives the pitch differently than his opponents, identifying passing lanes and spatial opportunities that are often invisible to everyone else in the stadium. While others rely on force, his style is defined by physical precision, delicate, perfectly timed touches that dictate the rhythm of the entire match. Messi's path shows how creative intuition can expand the boundaries of what a single player is capable of achieving on the field. For 15 years, these two archetypes pushed one another in real time. Because they occupied the same era, every achievement by one served as a direct challenge to the other. This graph illustrates the resulting arms race. Where 30 goals a season was the elite standard, they made 50 or 60 seem routine. Surpassing previous legends, they competed only against their own statistics, moving expectations into territory once thought unreachable. This long-term collision eventually moved toward the final stage of their careers, the hunt for the World Cup. Both players spent years chasing this trophy, representing their countries through cycles of victory and public heartbreak. They pushed their bodies to the limit on the global stage, knowing this was the final requirement to secure their place in history. In previous decades, legends like Pelé or Maradona stood alone at the summit. By competing in the same leagues for over 10 years, Ronaldo and Messi created a period of sustained head-to-head excellence that has no equivalent in the sport's history. Their impact reaches past the record books. They have united entire nations and inspired a new generation of children to pick up a ball and dream of the same success. Fans will likely always remain divided between the machine's relentless work ethic and the artist's intuitive magic. However, choosing one over the other ignores the most significant part of their shared legacy. The real value of this rivalry was the rare opportunity to see two historically significant players reach their peak at the exact same time. The argument over who is the greatest of all time will likely outlast their careers, but the result of their 15-year collision is a sport that was forced to evolve, leaving behind a standard of play that may not be seen again for decades.